like last semester, very few of you have chosen to take advantage of this, but I'm going to still keep doing it. Caleb.
That wasn't a real dog.
I am going to record my voice and anything else that's going on in the room with the PowerPoint. It gets posted on YouTube. You can always go back and check and listen to it. Look at the PowerPoint itself without any, if you don't want to hear my voice, that's fine. But it's there, okay? Whether you take notes or not is completely up to you. Just like whether you do your homework or not is essentially your decision. Everything that you decide in life has consequences. What's that? That one's at home. Saturday's at home, Friday's at Pike Central. Okay, here we go with the imperfect tense. That is our topic for today. The imperfect is another past tense. That's fine. That's fine. If you want to use technology to take notes, I am perfectly fine with it as long as you're perfectly fine with me coming and looking over your shoulder.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Great. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you'll lose it. But okay, if it says that it is another past tense, what's the other past tense that you've learned?
Perfect.
No.
Preterite.
Participle.
The preterite. Do you guys remember talking about the preterite?
No.
You don't?
No. I don't know what that means.
The
I
preterite.
remember. What is it?
Do you remember verbs like
Let's get an example.
oblando,
Oblando.
oble,
That would
oblaste,
be you.
hablo,
I remember.
hablamos, and hablaron.
Oh, wait.
That was the preterite. Okay? Aste, o, amos, and aron. Iste, eo, emos, and ieron. Those are all preterites. Those are used for past tense as well. But we have another past tense called the imperfect. So now let's just kind of sit back and figure out how we conjugate it and when do we use it. Because you can't just toss it up and say, today all imperfect, tomorrow all preterite. You have to learn the rules, and it's going to take you a little bit of time to learn them. Okay? All right. So, Caleb, paying attention here. The imperfect is used to describe something that was not perfected or completed in the past. You use it, and these are important. You need to memorize this list to talk about something that was happening. If you want to use ing, or what we would use in English, ing, in Spanish, you're going to need to use the imperfect. I was driving. Was driving. I'm going to need to use the imperfect. If we want to talk about something that we used to do, which you guys will on your My Big Campus very soon, or I might actually make you make a recording for me. We haven't done an oral assessment in a while. Or maybe we'll do it on My Big Campus. You can post it, and then we'll record it later, so then you've already got it in your minds ready to go. But anyways, you guys, for the most part, all had childhoods that you remember. Some of your memories aren't as good as others. But you can talk about things that you used to do. As a kid, I used to play with Barbies, or I used to play with what? What did you used to play with, Tucker? Elmo. I used to watch Elmo. As a kid, I personally Made my parents call me Elmo for a long time.
Uh-uh.
I loved Elmo, yes.
I was in love with that
Yeah.
one too. Like everything I had was Elmo.
My little brother
I like Barney.
Melmo.
What you like?
So those are things that we used to do.
I liked Bob the Builder.
We would conjugate that in the imperfect, all right?
Hated Barney.
Being more specific, focusing back here again.
Yes, ma'am.
If we want to say how old we were or someone was, we're going to need to use imperfect. So if you want to say, when I was 10, what, or when,
Verb that doesn't have accent on every single one.
any AR verb is going to look like stars endings. Abba, abbas. Like if you want to say I spoke, you say hablaba, hablabas, hablaba, hablabamos, hablaban.
ERs and IRs have accent.
ERs and IRs all have the accent on the I. Okay?
That's like the opposite for the abbas. Like it's usually all the accents are on the other ones except for nosotros.
Right. Crazy, isn't it?
Why did they change it up?
Just to be squirrely. Okay, Tucker already pointed out what the note up there says, that the yo form and the la usted form identical. Use your context clues. All right, so here's an example sentence. Él estaba aquí cuando yo hacía el pastel. He was here when I was making the cake. Notice making is an ing. That's why they use the imperfect. Guess what? 3 irregulars. That is it. In the preterite, there are many, like probably 40-ish irregulars in the preterite. In the imperfect, 3. That's all you've got to remember. Here they are. Take a guess. What would one of them be? What's a verb that's... Ser is irregular almost all the time. And ser goes to era. Eras. Era. Éramos with an accent on its E. You okay? Do you need a drink? Okay. And eran. Ear is another one that's irregular often. Ear goes to iba. Ibas. Iba. Notice another accent on the nosotros form. Ibamos and iban. The last one is the easiest one because look at it. It's an ER verb. It uses ER endings. The only thing that's irregular with that is it's keeping the E. Technically, or normally, you chop off the ER, the IR, or the AR. Are you sure you don't need a drink, Jasmine?
Yeah, I think I'll go.
Okay. That way maybe you can catch your breath. Yeah, she's obviously been sick and still is sick. Okay, so let's summarize. ARs use ABBAs. IRs use IAs. How many irregulars are there? 3. Ser, we're just going to memorize their yo forms and then we can learn the pattern. The yo form of ser goes to era. Say it with me. The yo form of ear goes to fill in the blank. Come on, guys. Iba. And ver goes to be. Ia. That's it, guys. That is all there is to this. There's a little sentence for you. Literally little. It's pretty tiny. Cuando yo era niña, when I was little, which you're going to use that phrase a lot in your presentation about your childhood. Cuando era niña, when I was little, íbamos a la playa. We used to go to the beach. Notice that doesn't talk about one specific time. It implies that when I was little, it happened more than once. This used to happen. Okay?
No, I've only been to the beach once and I don't even remember.
That would be preterite then, because if you only went once. All right. Do you guys have any questions on the imperfect right now?
Yeah.
What's that?
How is the status of there spelled?
The ustedes. It's going to keep that E. Veían. Okay? Okay. Open those books up if you don't have them already opened. And let's do some practice.